Hey guys, how to truck driver 101.com. Today we're going to talk about the difference between, you got to understand the concept of hard work and sacrifice. A lot of guys get their trucking CDL and they think they're going to make $1,000 a week just straight out of school. Not going to happen. A lot of guys think when they become a trainee, afterwards they're going to make $1,000 a week like their trainer sometimes does. Not going to happen. You have to first pay your dues. You got to work hard. You got to make a big sacrifice. The sacrifice for you in the beginning is often not being home and missing out on a lot of family time. Some guys, they have expensive items at the house, motorcycles, Harleys, and a lot of times people will literally let the time they spend with their Harley and their motorcycle or the house they never really lived in, or they cost $2,000 a month and they never really made enough money to pay it, and they let that dictate the rest of their life. You always remember, own your items. Don't let them own you. And the only time that you should worry about giving up getting into the trucking industry is not with your car. It's not with any inanimate object, your video games, your big screen TV. None of that stuff is important. What's important is the time you spend with your family. And to get to more time, you have to make a big sacrifice in the trucking industry to work to the point where you have more control and you become more valuable as a driver. In the beginning, you're not valuable. You're a possible accident waiting to happen. So if you really want to be successful, the number one key in trucking is to be willing to make the sacrifice so you can then prove yourself during that sacrifice, and then you will have the options that you can do whatever you want, whether it be owner operator, lease operator, buy your own truck, open up your own trucking school, go into the office and become a terminal manager. You have a myriad of options, but first you have to make the sacrifice to show that you're dedicated to doing something long term and show that you're valuable for a company to hire. Valuable to a company to hire. Now, the only other thing I'll throw in there is that always remember too, don't work for companies forever. Work for companies until they stop serving your purpose. And first you have to create a plan and start defining what your purpose is. But the first part, make the sacrifice. If that means giving up a car so the little money you'll start out making in trucking will be enough to eat, then do it. If that means selling a house so you can make rent on a small apartment for your wife and kids, do it. Whatever sacrifice that leads your children to continuing to eat and you towards success, do it. And if you do that, I guarantee you, if you put in 100% and you focus and learn, after 2 years, you will have a massive amount of options. But if you can't give it a year or 2 years, then you're not going to be successful at anything. Because everything in life, whether it's a college degree or just truck driving or construction or whatever, often to get to the point where you make the big money, you have to make the big sacrifice. All right, guys, that's How To Truck Driver 101.com.